First thing, no need to write anything, so because everything is getting recorded, and you will get the copy of that. And after having that, you just go through it, thoroughly, make pause, see how people react. And right now it's not interview, as I got to know that you want that with it. First and foremost, in few points, because it is your first interview, so you must have got to know that till last year, when UPSC was asking job preference in the main examination itself. But this year, first time they are asking job preference during interview. So it's clear indication, because it is happening since last 2-3 years. It is clear indication that they will be asking most of the questions from your job preference. For example, if you have preferred IELTS first, then they will be asking which district you belong to. There is a district collector. There is no district magistrate in your state. The post is district collector. So why is it so in Tamil Nadu where the post of district collector? How is it different from district magistrate and deputy commissioner? But I know you need not answer, just to prepare about it. And nothing to go by any study material or anything. Just use your mobile, net search. And I would like to brief you that India has 3 types of administration system. One is Tamil Nadu model, in which all the southern states are covered. One is Punjab Haryana model, that covers Punjab, Haryana, and Himachal Pradesh. And third is Bengal model, that is covering remaining all states of India. So in Punjab Haryana model, there is post of deputy commissioner. In northeastern states also post of deputy commissioner. But deputy commissioner is when he is having some extra fund and scheme for tribal welfare. In Bengal model, the post is district magistrate, who is holding magisterial powers. And a magistrate is different from judge, because a magistrate can take preventive action as well as punitive action. But a judge can take only punitive action. For example, one judge is High Court judge, Supreme Court judge passing by to somebody has stabbed somebody, he won't take so much action. But a magistrate is passing that he may take action, and even if he is not posted in the area, he may call police, introducing himself, and he will be asking the local magistrate to take charge immediately. So this is district magistrate. In your state, it is district collector. Kerala, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana. These are district collectors. And here in Delhi also, basically the post is district collector, because whenever there is police commissioner system, there is a district collector. But in your state, every district has district collector. They are responsible for revenue collection. They have not much job for law and order maintenance. That is the main job of police. This is one thing. Similarly, if you prefer for IPS, they ask this kind of question like, see, what is my advantage is that for the last more than 2 decades, interview candidates, and it's not possible offline. See, it's online, they debrief me how was the interview, not everyone, but those who have. But 80% are keen to get back to me. I getting their debriefing, that's my training. So it looks like that I have appeared in a report more than 10 times. I get to know all these body language, and I get back to next generation in part in training. So it is like first point, this is to prepare job offers. Like suppose you are going for second IPS, you must think IFS. In that case, you prepare for what is foreign policy, how is it different from diplomacy, what is gunboat diplomacy, power equations right now, like India is coming closer to Russia, as recently put in the state, in spite of US pressure, we have arms deal with Russia. So that shows that now India is more keen to have next door neighbor than far off neighbor. China, Russia, we are more bothered, we are not so bothered about US. And out of reaction, it seems that Donald Trump refused to become chief guest in the public today. He has taken some excuse. So like that, it will move. And job preference, especially and how to know about what to prepare. Like IF has these things, then Nehru as architect of India's foreign policy, then Panchsheel, what is new Panchsheel? Because last year also I asked number of candidates who had been already, but they were not able to explain these things. This is very important to explain new Panchsheel. New Panchsheel by 2004, 50 years of Panchsheel. And you prepare right now just briefing, and you'll be getting it recorded, and when you are going through the recorded person, you hold that, thereafter Google search, you see like that. And instead of studying, these days you prefer to speak as much as you can. Even you don't have friends, suppose, you speak before mirror. And the best part is that's God's grace and this parenthood you're doing, that you are very nice looking, pleasant personality you have. So anyone can get tempted to talk to you. And one thing more, since it is, see, I'm part of the system, but even I would say, in Delhi, so many mock sessions are held. And every mock session, somebody gives you some feedback. They are compelled to give feedback. And what happens, somebody suppose say that you shake your head too much. This is rubbish. I tell you rubbish. Why so? Because on the contrary, if you're just holding your head, it looks like I'm speaking to a robot. Like even you are speaking to a patient, if you're just giving a stony expression, the patient won't feel connected. So it is very good, nice gesture. And if you take too much of feedback from too many panels, generally it is like doctor. A patient comes to you, suppose, he has no much problem. You say that you don't have any problem, but basically you take plenty of water and take care of morning walk, etc. You take care. You don't need of medicine. And you go meet outside. He went outside, the assistant asked the deposit 500 rupees. He will feel offended. For what? Drinking water. So, as a doctor, you are compelled to make some recommendations, prescriptions, to make him feel happy. So, same thing happening in Delhi. So, every person in Delhi project himself that he is a psychologist and he knows human being right from their evolution. They claim high claim, and that make you candidates confused. And because of that, I tried my level. I'm one of them, but yes, I must confess. What happens number of times we get to know while interviewing a candidate that he's having lots of feedback. He's not playing natural. He's acting like an artificial intelligence. So we number of times ask them, be relaxed, speak in your own way. But they are not. And ultimately, every year we lose around 10 to 15 candidates, talented candidates, because of losing originality. So you take care of it. You hear everyone. No need to react. No need to offend. You are a pleasant person, you never offend anyone deliberately. But don't take too hard that body language is this or doing this, you prepare this. You are right now just like you are a crop right now, 25 years. The crop is now being harvested. The harvesting should be in a way that there should be minimum wastage of grains. The father is farmer. Right? He can't change the last hour, the wheat to barley. But wheat has to be harvested properly. What I mean to say, repeat it? So this is it. First thing. Second thing is that the outside everywhere, including might be in mock session day after, and number of sessions, there is a very formal kind of the chairman sitting, two member. But when you go inside, their sitting is very informal. Number of times chairman is sitting this side, the member is sitting by your side. One chair is empty here, and suppose you sat down on that chair. The member came from washroom. He asked you, get up, this is my chair. The chairman intervening, no issue, let him sit there, what's so special, you sit there. So, it is all part of, they have their modus operandi, and this is one thing. So, be mentally prepared, the kind of mock session you are facing outside, that won't be inside. Inside you will realize that's a totally informal atmosphere. Very friendly people, no blasting, extending hand to you. Sometimes they start giving explanation to you. These kind of things. They are the people. One thing you keep in mind, they are the people who will try their level best to take the best out of you. If you don't cooperate, that's different thing. And second thing is very important that you must try to engage them because they are not really sitting this side, they are not really tired but tired also. Whole day they are conducting interviews and you are fresh. So sometimes they are very lazy. This is moderate season now. Earlier the interview was scheduled in month of April. Drowsy, old people there, having lunch thereafter drowsy. You will find one member snoring also. Saying, "Arey yaar, kya?" This kind of situation happens. And sometimes chairman himself, it's okay, you speak, you please take charge. How I get to know? Because there are a number of candidates, boys and girls, who are so honest to me that they explain, sir, it happened like this. Sir, the member was not listening. Sir, the chairman was working on laptop. He was not listening to me. So, what does it mean? But it is all part of interview. It is their duty, it is your duty to generate a temptation that chairman you will find. If something you take granted, the chairman working on laptop. Yes, what did you say? He intervenes. And sometimes, because all other members are inviting member, they are not regular member of UPSC. So, number of times what happens, the inviting member try to impress the chairperson by asking some fatal question. And when you are not able to use, you are sinking, then they feel very nice looking at chairman, see, my inviting me is great reward for you. Keep inviting me every year. I should be in panel. So, but chairman is very robust person. Sometimes you find the chairman himself is asking that member, what is this? He's right. No. Don't impose your idea. Source should be there. Okay? From what source you are speaking? He's right. That's it. Hold on. You please. Sir, may I continue further? No. Hold on. The time is also running out. We have to take other candidates. You please. He said, sir, I am having snacks. Okay, no issue. You interested? Then, my God, he is taking the snacks instead of taking my interview. Don't feel bad. This is all part. And the intention behind it is to push you to wall to see whether you bounce back or not. Because this job is very stressful. And every day you must have seen administrators having very tough time. Sometimes files are piled up, subordinate is standing, STM is standing, is asking for an order. One MP is calling you, what hell are you doing? I have asked you 2 days back. And it is like multitasking, and you are not supposed to lose your temper. You are not shameless person, but even then you are very cool, composed, because as a doctor you have that advantage. Because you see, number of times what happens, you are taking down what duty you are doing, and every patient, majority of patients are very impatient. That they feel like that you should come to them only. And they ask so many nonsense that should I do this, should I do that, and apart from patient attendance. And if you slightly become tough, that what you people are doing here? No, he is not okay, then better you take care. I am doctor, you are doctor. They feel offended. So every day you are facing all these heat, and same heat you will be facing. So as a doctor also you are not supposed to lose your respect. Even sometimes you have a round-the-clock duty, no rest. And even then you are not supposed to get irritated. However, sometimes you get irritated, you are human being. But you have to stay cool. This is the thing they want. Their intention is never negative. If they ask suppose factual, some silly questions, suppose I am giving you out of box, that you came, may I call you Dr. Sir? You say, sir, yes sir, no problem sir, but I'll be a bit uncomfortable, so better you call me doctor. So doctor, what is parasite? I'm asking silly question. But doctor, even then I'm asking. You slightly feel offended. I'm too qualified in medical science. This man is asking parasite. He undermining my, but don't feel that. You explain. Then he says, during pregnancy is the baby parasite or not? Got it? Yes, sir. So naturally you have to explain, sir, I would like to clarify, sir. I'm sorry, I did not clarify earlier that same species are not parasite over each other. To be parasite, the species have to be different. Okay. So you are not. Already in noble profession you are. But what is the reason you are coming out? You are listed person. You say, sir, may I clarify my question? Yes, of course you clarify. You could be saying, sir, as a doctor, precisely, don't cook a story. Sometimes they are slightly offending also. Don't cook a story. And one person said, sir, actually he must be staying in Delhi and preparing all sorts of things. See the advertisement, sir. See, Hindu, they are showing. See the advertisement, sir. Chairman is also clear. If you want to score 210 plus, join us. And they started laughing. You are looking at who will ask question. But you were just, the way you are responding to me, nicely, just smiling. And then one chairman asked, did you also? The one, before you reply, member said, yes sir, already reflecting, you must have attended so many courses, sir. See, they have made robot. Dr. Sahab has become robot, sir. Then one next member, yeah, I agree. So you feel like that it is, you are being blasted off. It's not that. They also enjoy because a number of times when they get tired, they get fresh from the candidate. And they, sometimes they will receive you like that. You say, good morning sir, good afternoon sir. Aye doctor sir, take your seat. So, how did you come from Tamil Nadu to Delhi? Sir, by air I came. Generally you travel by air? Yes. So, yes sir, or no sir, whatsoever. These are out of box questions. Okay doctor, traveling by air, one thing I am very keen to know. Will you explain doctor? Yeah, yes sir. Aviation sector is very unregulated. You see, if you remember Chandrapattam Lake, that disaster in Chennai, that point of time, Bangalore to Delhi was costing people 80,000 to 1,25,000. What is this? On the contrary, the fare should have been subsidized. It is done. So, your air travel, what is aviation turbine fuel, why there is some sort of pressure feel inside. Some people start vomiting, why is it so? So your air travel had nothing to do. They start asking how much concerned you are. So recently what happened that pressure came down and in jet airways, some people started bleeding. So how it happens? So what happened? So like that, things started, you are suppose wearing blue shirt that way. They ask, what's up? You say, sir, may I request, sir, please call me doctor. Oh, very respectful job. So it is like that. You won't find that thing in mock interview. Mock interview is generally very, I'm part of it, but even then I would say, it's a very plastic kind of. Everybody is speaking to in a very formal way. That is not there. And their purpose is they are not demolishing coaching institute. It is not their business. What it is, they want to see natural. Because they know you are too much coating you have. So they remove all the coating. And they want to see the natural, what you are. And they are able to remove the coating. Because it's not distance of 5 feet. It's distance of 30 years. So, and a number of times some seniors because you don't take chance. You speak to seniors also. They ask you, if you speak this way, they will ask that way. When they ask that way, you should speak this way. These are, do you think really that you will be able to play with them? You are kids. Let them do their job. You don't take their job, because you see, they are great people. When my kind of hardcore professional, a candidate cannot play. Within a fraction of minute, I can make out what is substance. How will you be playing with those great people? They are people of nationality. So you let them do their job, you speak in your own way. One question always comes in mind, should I criticize government policy or not? Simple. If your father criticizes you and gives you alternative way out, is it good or bad? Very good. If your father only criticizes you, not giving any alternative, that is negative behavior. And if your father neither criticizes nor appreciates, every action, oh fine, good. Before you complete, Baba result came out. Very good. This shows he is unconcerned. So it is very wrong to perceive that you are not supposed to criticize government policy. You criticize government policy and you make a stand, you have alternatives, you should go further. One last thing, it's a very common question from medical students, because engineering they have accepted. B.Tech. We also sometimes feel so, because last week in Trivandrum I was, literally whole day it was B.Tech. So I was asking the person who organized it, was sponsored by Hindu. And that a very blessed person that Hindu sponsors, and they call Trivandrum. So I was asking the resident editor who was doing all these things. I know about there's a 5-star hotel there, and which everything was there. So I was asking, please send one non-B.Tech at least. I'm fed up whole day with B.Tech. It's just only one doctor is there. Today, tomorrow there are 3 doctors. Send one doctor. Let me change my mindset. I'm getting into inertia now. And because one-to-one everybody, so in 5 members you are sharing workload of each other. But in one-to-one you are under tremendous stress. And expectations are very high that we are waiting for you, sir. So likewise I would like to share with you this very common question that it's such a noble profession, you are living your noble profession. You say, sir, there is one thing, may I just precisely share with you, sir? Yes, sure, you explain. Sir, during my medical graduation, sir, number of times in ward duty I realized that the problem is not related to health or clinical competence or clinical knowledge. It is related to some extra clinical aspect. We are not getting you what you are saying. So, recently, suppose there is a case. So recently one lady, she was waiting for a child and she conceived and she was about to deliver the child. So her husband and all family members rushed to hospital. The road was very bad in that shape. So lady when reached hospital, already aborted. We tried our very best, but we could not. All of them were crying and literally blaming us, firing us like anything, that you are this or that, you demolished our hope. That was a milestone in my life. So it's not a question of one case. In number of cases I realized that there are lots, because road condition is beyond our control. Infrastructure beyond our control. Number of times it's impression that medical graduates are not keen to serve villages. And now government is making policy that 1 year or 6 month compulsory post year. So I would like to clarify, it seems those who are making this policy, they are not aware of the ground realities. The ground reality is very different, sir. That is, the doctors are keen to go. The question is, sir, in medical centers, there is not even power supply for sanitizing the instruments. Not proper instruments are there, medicines are not there, sir. At the same time, we are facing heat of the local quacks, which administration is not able to deal with. Because in villages are ruled by two people in India. Money lenders who are parallel to banking system, far more effective there, and second is quacks who are parallel to medical system. And they offer all medicine, allopathic, homeopathy, Ayurvedic, they can't be prosecuted, sir. Why not? Sir, they can't be prosecuted because the point is that they claim that it is their own medicine and they take out from allopathic medicine. Let me explain, sir, one line. Like, sir, there is I have seen phenarban, it's an alcohol containing syrup. A baby is crying whole night. They treat mother instead of baby. Mother is rushing with the baby. If she comes to me, I won't be giving antibiotic. I'll be asking her, wait for 2-3 days. It will be okay. Don't give antibiotic. It will be having very side effect. It's a very tender, it's a kidney, everything is. Organs are. Don't spoil right from early childhood. Wait for 2-3 days. They think that we are fool. They go back. It's a fighting with ignorance. They go back to quacks. And the quacks, what they do, they take out powder of the antibiotic, they open the capsule, and they put that into some sugary material or something, putting into white paper. They claim it is their own research. And people are so ignorant, they take that open medicine. And that too he removes, and sometimes he removes the wrap also. Sometimes he puts like, you might have seen, some white marker kind of dose on water. They make.
Yes, sir.
Have you ever visited remote areas?
Yes, sir. I was.
Have you seen that kind of
Yes,
that they make and they say this is the dose? Because people don't understand what is put to spoon. So they make dose and they take out allopathic medicine, remove the wrap, they make their own and don't put any wrap there, they're of their own. They will may be prosecuted. So they fill up and they give the medicine. That is all. Plain water. And they maintain the record of patient like name and code number. They never give prescription. Had they been given prescription, they can give it. At the same time, sir, it's very difficult to get them prosecuted because even local police station inspector and sub-inspector all are being treated by him. And he becomes magic man because if he administers 3 capsule 500 mg or 2 capsule 500 mg, immediate phenarban, sir, the baby started sleeping, mother got relief, and they feel like next to God there that he treated the baby sleeping. Thereafter, antibiotic working. Next day, baby started walking. But they feel delighted. They could not realize what side effects are. And the same baby, if we go that way, they are having lots of problems right from early age. So, when you be district collector, what you will be doing in this comes to this. First, they let you speak about the problem. And when you speak about the problem, you must, because it is like when you speak about in what situation, what you would be doing, naturally, in that case, because they are well connected people also, they organize local police, local even councillors and all. It is not so easy to take action against them. And they will say, they will get you transferred if you take action against them. Then you say, sir, I'm sorry, I differ with you, sir. Before 2013, of course, administration was very much under threat of transfer, sir. 2013, as per the direction of Supreme Court of India and PIL 5-year Prakash Singh, you must search on this on net. So Mr. Rajji told me to report. It is on record, we are waiting. So Supreme Court has directed to comply with transfer policy. And because of that, now the officers are fixed for 2 years. And right from top end to bottom end, they are fixed for 2 years. If individual is transferred, the government has to explain reason. At the same time, sir, because the point was, sir, the best talents, of course, civil service attract the best talents, but because of frequent transfers, they are not able to mobilize resources, not able to execute the policies. And this is the reason, sir, civil services attracting best talents get paralyzed even in case of disaster. They need paramilitary, they need central forces. And in general, people think that civil administration is totally inactive people. They are not able to manage train disaster, not able to take a child from tunnels. Every time army is coming, army also has this argument, what the civil administration is doing. So, sir, the ground, so you know all ground realities and the political masters all are fool. It sounds like that you are the person who know everything. You say, sir, sorry, sir, I did not. I'm sorry if I'm communicating that. You're communicating that way. Sir, may I correct myself, sir? Yes, of course. Sir, I did not make blanket statement for all our sake. What the problem, sir, that still there are officers who are working, sir. They are working, even if the system is working. Had the whole system got paralyzed, the system would have collapsed, not that. But there are few in numbers who are role model for others, and even then, when they are not able to deliver, they are coming. Recently, you see IS topper resign. Is it not demotivating for you? You say no, sir. Rather, it's very motivating for you. How can you say, sir? It is really very good change that they are. No, he invested all money of the government in training and everything, sir. Now he is to join politics. He gets into politics. It will be a remarkable change in politics also. It gradually takes place. Right now, sir, if you ask any young man that why don't you join politics, he feels offended. That am I look some negative kind of person? Politics in general is not a good term. But if we ask someone that you look like an administrator, he feels very delighted. But if he look like a politician, he feels slightly low that why is it so? So let politics change that. Will you be also? Why don't you join politics then? Sir, may I clarify? He had a bag of ideas. Then only everybody is printing news about him. Had he been just a candidate, aspiring to be a politician, he would not have got anything. Today, because of the civil service, so you want that. Of course, sir, it's a prestige also, recognition also. That attracts. So you are coming from prestige, recognition, sir. I realize I'm responsible. But when I ask someone, don't park your car this way, you are creating traffic hazard. First question he asks me, who are you? I want to look like who am I? I want authorities to execute my responsibility. Like sir, as a doctor, I can't purchase medicine. This is job of management. But tomorrow when I am, sir, working in administration, so then every doctor should join administration. No, sir. It's a transition phase in India. I think so. It is after 10 years down the line, sir, doctor will feel happy working as doctor when the collector himself is some engineer, some doctor, some management graduate will be able to understand the ground problems. Here right now there is complete isolation. It's an isolation in India between bureaucracy and technocracy. So that isolation is getting diluted because of large-scale technocrats joining bureaucracy. Large-scale technocrats. Is it right? Sir, had it not right, you would not have offered optional medical science. You offered mechanical engineering, civil engineering, electrical engineering, all are core engineering. You offer some medical science. That means you are giving things similar to us. And as per my knowledge, sir, I searched the UPT site. Now it is reflecting that around 67% are technocrats in civil services. That's a great change in India, sir. And it will take place, I think, hardly for another 1 decade. Thereafter, technocrats will prefer to work in technocracy because the bureaucrats are very closer to technocrats. Not all bureaucrats to technocrats, but they will be able to understand because of closer interaction. And I think another point is that we are heading towards e-governance, e-administration, e-life. Unless technocrats join civil services, how can it be e-governance? But you are not computer science, sir, but you are being computer science engineer is not only to know computers, sir. Now today, 2-year-old kid is also playing with that. It's a question of interest. Today we are not looking at patients a number of times. Junior doctor examine, put all symptom on record, and while he speaks to patient, the senior most doctor, he looks at the patient. He mainly looking at monitor. And that is the way he is diagnosing, plus he is correcting his subordinates also. It's a kind of training also to subordinate, that he speaks to them that don't prescribe it. This symptom is not related to this disease. You correct yourself. So it's a really amazing change India is having. And that's why I'm very keen to join the system which is really very closer to policy making body. Everyone is saying so, same thing, what you are saying. Something special. So I think what I have, it is in my mind, sir, what others are saying, I don't know. But yes, more or less, the youth who are keen to join civil services, maybe having like a doctor, if meets another doctor, we would also say the same thing, that yes. But now we want to treat health of society at large, not health of one individual. It's a question of health of entire society. Lots of problems are not because of any sort of infection. Infections are because of not having health and hygiene. It's a great change in India, sir, that Prime Minister has started taking care of toilets. It's a great change. Nobody bothered, sir. We are IT superpower, we claimed it during 90s. Nuclear energy, we export, sir. The multi-purpose communication satellite to export, sir. We hardly bother that people are going for open defecation. And that is one of the very important reasons. 50% of girl child in rural India don't go to school because the schools do not have toilets, sir. And they can't go in open, sir. And when you speak, to some time, because it looks like you are authority over whatever gesture you have, you even don't take me granted. Whatever gesture you have, you say, sir, to the best of my understanding, sir. Okay? These are the things, this is very important out of your depth. Now, inside depth, if you see, what it is already before you, but at the same time, see, sometimes it is out of box question, right? They ask you to sum up your roll number. If it is then 10, 19, 26, 33, it becomes 5 and 6. So which constitutional court is having maximum term of 6? Got it? Yes. And here it will be caught now, because you might not have thought of this kind of out-of-box question. Comptroller, Auditor General, even the chairman who you are facing, his maximum term in UPSC is 6 years. 65 is retirement, 62 at the state level. Fine. So this is what it is. This is called out-of-box question. You are wearing some blue shirt. They ask you, you like blue? Yes, sir. Is it your favorite color? Yes, sir. Where blue stands in the spectrum? That's the picture. Thereafter, what significance of blue in medical science? Like, what is blue baby? See, from your shirt to medical science to blue baby, there's something I'm also feeling.
Should I do what?
No, what I feel is, so this is what is called you get ready for, and don't think how many out-of-box questions. You don't bother about that. It is like I am preparing you for encounters, putting bulletproof jacket, hat, etc. everything, giving you some sort of training that you see you do this way, do that way. But I can't give you guarantee that bullet come from this side or that side. You just get ready to face sudden bullets. Because sometimes what happens, you are going for operation, you are about to hit the target, meanwhile your one subordinate sneezed and they got location. Before you got, they made bursts of fire out of apprehension. And your entire plan failed just because of one person sneezed. So you get ready for contingency condition. They are more keen to say they may ask suppose factual 10 questions. You are not able to answer 9 questions. But it should not be seamless act. But even then, you are not sinking and you are looking at them like just one question in central. It is like the batsman is beaten by bowler on 4 ball. But if he is legendary batsman, he will be waiting for one, just one, and pull the ball straight over the bowler 6. This kind of attitude to that it is, and especially 2013 onward, now job is very different. I'm very proud of those candidates who joined 2013, almost all called district chairman. And I personally feel very remarkable change in their attitude, the way earlier the candidates have been. Typical IAS officer like taking literature and one optional and getting into IAS. Their approach and present, their exceptionally some were very applied. Not exceptionally some are very academic. Majority are very applied. So this is one out of box question. Apart from that, 94 is one very important year in terms of judgment in medical science. It was like one person was about to commit suicide. On that, it is section 309, they say that if a person is caught committing suicide, he will be prosecuted. This is only IPC where you failed to commit crime, you will be prosecuted. If you committed crime, no issue. This is an interesting way of chairman asking the question. Then the Supreme Court, Mr. Justice Venkatacharya, Chief Justice, he defined right to life is not right to forceful life, but right to graceful life. And based on right to graceful life, right to information, right to privacy, right to health, right to education, right to food, all rights have come out. And especially you are doctors, so you will be giving for right to die now, the latest fundamental right. Passive euthanasia. Like you prepare about narcolepsy. What is the role of sodium thiazide on top? Scopolamine. What's the purpose of giving scopolamine? Is it not, the Supreme Court said it's a rape of brain. You are damaging. Because of that, Supreme Court not accept that evidence. But even then, Supreme Court has not banned it. They said that yes, police can go for it, provided they are getting leads of information, but yes, consent of accused has to be. So you prepare truth drug because you are coming to administration, that may, and especially you prepare PSL thoroughly. Because only you doctors, what you do, you attach importance to medicine. Department of medicine, professor of medicine, you have extra respect for them. But PSL you treat like overnight. I may be wrong, but majority I have found, the medical graduate, they treat preventive social medicine like, they do. But medicine you take very sincerely. And after doing medical, you realize that more important is preventive. Preventive and social medicine. And then you social medicine, sports medicine, nuclear medicine, you prepare about that, plus recent schemes of the government of free treatment. And you highlight all these things, how is it, the infrastructure, price. Apart from that, like some common disease, and then you prepare about like Tamil Nadu, especially. And in Tamil Nadu, the recent what happened like Kerala disaster, Mulla Periyar Dam, the issue, it's not confined to doctor only, they will be asking those questions and they are not related to current affairs. You must prepare your viewpoint. What's your viewpoint on every issue and precise. And sometimes what happens, you keep speaking because they look at you like very keen, they are looking at you. You think that Unless they ask next question, you should keep speaking. And they are waiting, unless you stop, they will be asking. So this is the dilemma. You speak to them, but it's not the knees up like. You speak, engage them. It is like you see, some questions are like from your dad, 94 as I told you, roll number as I told you, name as I told you, who put this name, Mama, Papa, what the meaning of this name, like your father is farmer, did you ever support your father in farming? This should be a very crucial question. And if you say yes, I support it, then they will be asking you, did you support for organic farming? Did you ever ask him for corporate farming, contract farming? What is it all about? Corporate contact to farming. Do you really think the government says that farmers' income will be doubled? How can farmer income be doubled? Because the question is, farmers are not getting money. It is the middleman who is minting money. Even if you say coconut, a farmer is selling 2 rupee, 1.1 rupee 50 paisa. And the person who is making, selling roadside, 10 rupee, 15 rupee. Northern India, 35, 30 rupee. And the corporates who have started launching cocoa fly, coconut water, tetra packs, that is 60 rupees pack. 4 packs come from one coconut. So the corporates are generating 240 rupees from one coconut. Likewise, potato chips. If you go to cinema on PVR and ask your father, Baba, see popcorn. Just estimate how much it will be costing. At the best, you'll be saying 20 rupees, 30 rupees. But when you say, Baba, it is costing 300, 200, he would be about to faint. My God, this is just a corn of hardly 5 rupees, 300 looters. And this is the way, because the only thing is packaging. So why farmers? If you would be collector, you are son of farmer, you will address how to, that you would be, skill development would be for you, would be just 5-day program. How to have packaging. How to have packaging, just processing, don't sell raw material. And in every village, you made it a point, people are going, corporates people are going, they will be very keen. That yes, because generally they are stopped by middlemen. So local middlemen are money lenders also. Farmers cannot come out of their clutches. You prepare about money lenders, and why are they not booked? In spite of the fact that majority of money lenders are 99.9% have illegal business, because you can't lend money unless you have license. At the same time, I think you must be knowing the rate of interest. 2% per month. It goes to 24%. 10% you are speaking very moderate. It's a government rate of interest. And money lenders charge 24, 25%, 30%. Even the farmers prefer to have, because if you have seen your father, when your father need money, farming needs money and water instantly, no waiting. And if you go to bank, if you are son of farmer, you tell me very frankly, have your father taken Kisan credit card? No. See, this is one example. Why so? If you ask Baba, you go and have Kisan credit card, you say I don't have that much of patient running office like this. Plus, if you ask Baba, you go for farm loan. Farm loans are being waived also. If you don't pay, you'll be waived. Taking farm loan itself is a Herculean task. And that too, lots of paper processing. The question is, all big farmers there. They are not small farmers taking. And the question is that what it happens, on the contrary, maybe may not be, I don't know. The father would have preferred to take loan, if ever required, from local money lenders. Because they are known to each other. No paper processing. They know, by words also they know. And it is instant loan, cash loan, interest also. And see, when farmers all across India, majority, prefer to have this cash loan, what happens? One crop failure, put into debt trap. You are really, I don't know, but I would say, when I go through this kind of debt, that's a great father to you who made you what you are today. From farming, you might have scholarship, I don't know, but through farming, supporting for such a high cost education, it's not a joke. And that too, now he is supporting you at go, and you have also proved that you are better. Qualifying through medical science shows that yes, you are a good commander of this doctrine, but even then you are keen to be in larger horizon, you justify it. That being a doctor, you will not be able to address majority of the problems that doctors are facing. If your kind of doctor comes an IAS officer, then you set your priority, not only confined to health, you will be taking care of everything. That yes, you will be very much keen especially to address the issues of doctor. Because number of times what happens, the IAS officer based in hospital, surprise rate, blasting of doctors in front of people. They feel very nice out there, they are very tough administrator. In your opinion, it's absolutely just heroic. And that too asking some people to take videos and put on YouTube. This is, rather there should be some code of conduct. Why are you putting, when you are not aware of, if you say you are not aware of, then how are you maintaining your privacy or how are you maintaining your professionalism if somebody is taking your photograph, putting it into YouTube? Then tomorrow they will be taking your personal life also onto YouTube, you won't be aware. When you are not aware of these things, how will you be aware of the official proceedings? You are closing your eyes from all sides. So you be, while speaking to them, you be as you are, don't play. The only thing is, you see, what we do, like the day you are getting married, that day your packaging and marketing are super. The day you will be going for interview, naturally you will be wearing suit or something, very formal, nicely cut, neat. I'm not saying not you are not, but you are right now formal. It should be like quite formal presentation. That is what is called packaging. Then you are marketing. I am the best. Because now you are fighting among the best of India. Three the best, you have to prove the best out of them. And for that reason, only thing it should be, you will get strained also, you will be nervous also. These are all natural signs. If somebody says never get nervous, they will take it negative. You are a doctor, do you think it's natural? Even if you are operating someone, even senior surgeon is going to operate someone, we also have intellect.
So every time you have to that kind of
Yes, when you are nervous, at least you are taking things very sincerely. Yeah, you are not taking casually. So nervous, yes, you have to overcome the nervousness, that is one thing. And they will support you like anything. And out of box these are, because DAF is in front of you. Regarding your mother's teaching, you may ask how many times do you, asking about your mother and father has nothing to do with your selection, but what they try to find out, how much are you interacting with your parents? And if you speak about them nicely, because they are also mother-father sitting, then they feel very nice of you. And then only they accept your logic that you are going to serve society, showing your massive concern. But if the candidate who doesn't know what kind of soil you have, rabi crop, what rabi crops are, kharif crops are, you are a doctor, that's fine. But you are born and brought up in that atmosphere. If you don't have that concern, what farmers are facing farming today, what is soil health card? Individual health is soil health card, like a Jallikattu. It's a Supreme Court ban. It is like the right to graceful life extended to animal life also. So it is then should slaughtering be banned completely? Say no sir, every fundamental right is subject to restriction. How much restriction not defined in Constitution? It depends on government to each of the two restrictions. Like say today Republic Day now, tomorrow. Naturally the whole Rajpath would be restricted. But it does not mean one should claim under Article 19, it's a part of India, I can move any part of India, so I will go inside. because it is restricted and to the maximum. After the public day, that restriction will be relaxed. The survey system works in my instance. Then they themselves appreciate, yes sir, it's very right, the survey system works, we are very happy. These are the things about your parents, about your qualification, about your state, and in your state, the rice bowl. Why have you been opposing Mullah Periyar reconstruction plan? Because in Tamil Nadu, there was a movie called Dam 999 that was banned by them. But what is your view? That should not have been done. Rather, let people be aware of that if that dam breaks down, because that is 1885 the dam was constructed. Now it is shaking in monsoon. And all these are politicized. Apart from that, Tamil Nadu is the only state which is known for nuclear energy, Kudankulam plant. So why is it so every time that Kalpakkam also having power plant and Kudankulam also, is Kudankulam plant safe? As a doctor, what you say? So you prepare about this, and technically it is safe because of the fact it has hydrogen recombiners, which was not in Fukushima either. And as soon as any accident takes place in nuclear plant, first gas comes out that is hydrogen, highly inflammable. That makes the entire plant burn and that causes the explosion. But hydrogen recombiner suck immediately hydrogen. So these things, like regarding poor air quality, as a doctor, what you feel in Delhi, don't you think it's like a gas chamber? It has become what kind of respiratory disease caused? What is good ozone? So these are the questions which are very applied questions, lively questions they ask. Like you are slightly nervous, they offer you water. You take it. Thanks so much. It's a gesture. But having water, then they start asking, Doctor, these days people are very much fond of dieting, intermittent fast, health concern. So what do you think? What was your breakfast today? Have you breakfast today? So you hardly prepare these things in coaches. And they ask me, how are you, doctor? I'm fine, sir. For how long are you in Delhi? Sir, for around 10 days or fortnight. What have you been doing there? One member says, sir, coaching. Yes, doctor, coaching. When you say, see, don't play. Because if you say no, they won't ask further question, but they will say, you are scared to confess. You can't. On the contrary, you say, they never ask name, but you say, sir, I joined coaching. Yeah, already looks like that. Sir, sorry, sir. You are giving all credit to coaching institute. Yes, coaching institutes like that, they are godfather. No, sir. It is their profession, they claim that they are godfather. Had it been so, any coaching institute, all the members would have qualified. They claim only those who are successful. They hardly come out with those faces who are failures. So if they claim they are successful because of them, they should come out with the result that they are the failures who are failure because of them. This is profession, sir. Nothing succeeds like success. But what I personally feel, I joined coaching for interview. I wanted to see other candidates because I wrote main exams and I could not see how others are preparing. But here I got birds of same feather flocking together, interacting with them. That was very good exposure, some coming from Manipur, some coming from here and there. So you make it lively. It is, that matters a lot. So you prepare yourself by looking at others. You say, sir, India must look at China, must look at Japan. There has to be contemporary approach to improve. If I think I should improve in myself, there has to be some benchmark. Sometimes I get inspired by someone, sometimes I don't get inspired. So I must be open-minded person, open to improvement. That is my grooming, sir. And have you supported your father? Like, again, this kind of question. If you really supported, okay. If you did not support, even when you prepared slightly about composition of soil, especially in Tamil Nadu, you see, that's a red soil. Red soil having iron content mostly. It causes constipation. And because of that, southern India, mostly the dry soil and red soil, it containing iron containing water. And because of that, southern Indian prefers fermented food. Because fermented food are easy to digest. And so northern Indians we are grown in alluvial soil. Our system, we can digest easily. And because of that, southern Indian food are very popular in northern India, but northern Indian food are not popular in southern India because it's difficult to digest that. Even you make a non-vegetarian item also, you use curd, you use lemon, you use all things. This is curry patta. These are the things. Then amma meal. This is a great gesture because offering in such a cost-effective meal, and that too it's a great that offering them simply giving subsidies not then is it good to give them? Don't you think instead of giving them fish, let people learn fishing? Yes, sir. Yes. This really. In India, sir, rural India is mostly based on support, subsidy, and sympathy. People ask. But at the same time, you agree with? Yes, sir. What will you do for that? So if you need me, come back to no problem. But the only thing, it should be, we will be telling you only. But you prepare all these things so that it should come from your heart. And those who give you certain person that speak this way or that way, you hear. But put your concepts. Is it right to say, or sometimes some embarrassing question maybe. Embarrassing in the sense that, doctor, what is three-finger test? In rape cases. It is now banned. How will you, suppose there is mass rape, gang rape. In gang rape, how will you identify by finger DNA program? The semen is completely intermixed. How will you identify that who are responsible? These are out of box questions. Here they are asking you that tomorrow as a doctor, your collector also saying, at least you should be aware of how is it all. So these in terms of your like cycling you are doing, cycling, swimming, these are very good exercise. So cycling, so how do you do cycling? Do you do static cycling or do you do road cycling like that? What is magnetic cycling? What's the advantage? Then actually you would say, sir, in magnetic cycling there is least jerk on me. So as a doctor also I advise somebody to go for magnetic cycling instead of going on road. When on road you are having lots of hazards also, plus air quality, plus chances of accident, plus bumpy roads are there. You have to be always alert, you can't relax. Since it is hobbies to relax. And one last suggestion. Don't prepare a hobby in terms of records. Because what happens, suppose you are speaking all things on record, it does not look like hobby. It looks like you cooked your hobby, then prepare to impress. On the contrary, suppose I am playing cricket and you ask me weight of the ball, and I say, sir, today I play with my batchmates whenever I get time, putting some break, that's a wicket. And we have our own rules and regulations that if the ball goes into the courtyard or somewhere, the two players will be declared out one time. So sir, I really speaking, sir, I never bothered for how Sachin scored and how who scored. I enjoy simply, sir. A number of times I hear music, sir, but I don't know what rag it is. But I enjoy. And if I don't enjoy, in spite of the fact that rag may be very effective, but if I'm not enjoying, I don't.
This shows, even this answer you don't take granted. But yes, don't you think had you been chairman and candidate, it looks honest confession. And even on the contrary, if we say, yes, Sachin had this much of scoring in that year, thereafter, second is this one, third is this one, fourth is this one. That means, is it my optional or is my hobby? And you will find generally people, all candidates are mad after preparing their hobby and feeling guilty of it. Sir, I have a hobby of cooking, sir, what kind of continental cooking I should prepare, spices I should prepare. But yeah, you put your hobby, you are enjoying it, even you don't know anything, so what? You cook the way you want, there is no constitution for cooking. So like that, lively. And finally, what happened? Like you are staying in Delhi. What did you like in Delhi? Did you enjoy street food? Did you take a round of Delhi? Did you see Qutub Minar? Did you see this? If you say no, sir, at least on satellite view, you take satellite view of the city. Laptop is the best coach. See, no one will give you that kind of guidance laptop will give you. And Larry Page is the best one. You even type something wrong. They ask you, did you mean? No teacher will that way correct you ever. So these are fantastic things. You do that. And it is up to you to decide. But I would suggest you not more than 3-4 marks or feedback. Or else develop immune system. But people say, whatever they say, you just listen.
So how to make this kind of questions? Your questions are very good. Exactly like UPSC.
UPSC, yeah. And even then I would say, suggest you, it is just a God grace. Number of questions, number of times candidate feel like, sir, I was thinking like I'm appearing before Senator once again. But I ask them always, even then you get ready answer, you will pause. It should look like giving utmost importance to the questioning person. You should not reply immediately as if it was already cooked. It is like, you see, when batsman looks at ball very properly, placing ball to boundary very nicely, the bowler's reaction is like this. But if he tries in a clumsy way, then he starts bouncing the ball. He gets offended. So this is like this. And these, don't bother about out-box questions. There is no limit of it.
Yes.
But the only thing is, these questions are not to answer always. These questions are to check your composures. And these questions are that are you very studious? If you are very studious, go to academics, pursue PC, be specialized doctor. And if you are multitasker kind of, then you try to reply out-of-box questions. Out-of-box question is like that, did you enjoy street food? Did you like Delhi? Yes, sir. What did you like in Delhi? Because Delhi girls are very smart. Germany is like this. Delhi girls are very smart. Do you like it? Yes, sir. If you say, no, sir, Vidya, I have been preparing for civil service, they started laughing. Doctor, do you have any problem? And you feel like that it's too many mocks, nothing asked except mock, everything is asked inside. Then you come outside and ask your backmate, you idiots, don't go into too many kumbh and taking moksha. It will be complete nonsense. They will feel you are misleading him. And this is the reason everyone is recommending, go there, go there, go there, because they, when they are spoiled, they feel that others are also spoiled. It's competition. So you stay cool. And out of those questions are like anything. They say you sit down, take your seat. You say, yes. Thank you, sir. And comfortable? Yes, sir. You got your seat? Yes, sir. The whole fight is around seat only, Elma. And then regarding politics, that your state is having a very whimsical kind of approach, with due respect to your state. DMK, Anna DMK. Wiping out Anna DMK, taking it DMK, you are just like Bangladesh. Sheikh Hasina or Khalida Zia, no third leader. Why is it so? And sometimes some offending question, but they are not offending, they are very respectful question. Like, why people in Tamil Nadu, even young men you find in other city, they will be going to pubs or etc. But young men in Tamil Nadu will find morning, even young people, very pious, going to temple, having some, and they generally don't speak any other language except Tamil. Why is it so? Are they so conservative? You clarify, sir. It is not that I belong to Tamil Nadu. Basically, sir, what I understand, Tamil is the oldest literature, sir, majority. And we are very much possessive about it. And this is the reason, sir, if I am not wrong, first demand came from Madras presidency that when Hindi was declared official language, then leaders from Tamil Nadu felt like offended that you are imposing Hindi over us. Do you feel so? Sir, I feel that when Hindi, this line is also written in English in Constitution, that Hindi shall be official language. I don't think it is imposing. People are fighting with ignorance. Had they been so sincere in promoting Hindi as official language, at least that line should have been in Hindi. But even that line is also in English. Could you get it? So this is what is called a sporting spirit in the candidate. He is not biased about his own state. You say, sir, because of that we are very possessive. And so leader, when the possessiveness is there, that's why, sir, we feel always, in general people, I am of course slightly because of getting exposed, but those who are in suburban areas of Tamil Nadu, they feel like that they hold their literature like that should not get contaminated. They should not speak any other language. It looks like they are negative. They are disrespectful to other language. It is not that, sir. It is like somebody is protecting Ganga, not to throw even flowers. Please. Let it be pure. Protecting Gangotri. It is like that, sir. It is not like that. I am not speaking because I am from Tamil Nadu. I am really saying this is what I have realized. It is nothing negative, sir. But yes, it is uncomfortable for those who don't understand. And everywhere there is exceptions. Some people might be doing, I don't know, sir. Generally, it is the reason. Now, this is the reason, sir, that we worship, even political mass also, we worship. If we hate, we hate. We are not on fence. We this side or that side. That is our mindset, sir. What I have realized. It reflects a remarkable concern for your state. And unless you love your state, you justify your state, there is no wrong in justifying your state. Because, see, you cannot say, I love India without having justifying your concern for the state. Love comes from the self. You love yourself, so if you respect yourself, then you will respect me. If you don't respect yourself, how will you respect me? This you do it, and these days mostly study like now situations. Get exposed, go to sleep, watch movie, have good food, stay happy. Because this everybody has negatives. If you sit this side, ask me number of questions. I may not be able to answer. But it does not be, it's a question of that it is high time for you to illuminate your positives, to cover up your negatives. Everybody has negative. Nobody is God. This is it. So think of what positives you have, what merits you have, and whatever negatives you have. If it is slightly polished, like suppose, because professionally I would say, I did not find that yes, And if I start speaking to you, that you sit casual, you take back this, all these are nonsense. Respectfully you are sitting. That's it. You are not some suggestion like you sit straight. Does it look nice? Earlier in our times, the girl photograph was coming like very statue kind of like this. For proposal. And these days the girls are having like here this side, that side. If you see photograph, these days you are already having interactions. So this is natural, no, that is not natural. So you do that. And date has come?
Yes, sir. 14th March.
14th. You have some session after gap, not consecutive. Whether about hobby, like you have complex games also you like. So why don't you play chess? Because you mostly prefer, apart from cycling, you prefer mind-blowing games. So why don't you play chess? Chess is very good for administration. Then sometimes I say, you are very nice, good speaker you are. You say, thank you, sir. Why don't you join politics? You do wonders. You don't like, it should be some kind of, no sir, I am very keen to play. It's a lively question, dude. If I am candidate, I would say, sir, thank you so much, sir, but I am better suited to selection than election, sir. Selection is based on ability, sir. Election is still based on caste communities and religion. To some extent, money powers, religion powers. So Shah Faisal is going to use that? No, sir. Shah Faisal will be. Still, there are few politicians who are having background, very good background. That's a very good start. Will you also learn politics after civil services? Sir, I can't say so. I don't know, sir. I'm sorry. It's completely hypothetical. I don't know what I'm doing. But yes, I would love to serve through administration. But yes, I can't promise you. I'm not asking a promise. So it is future. Might be some situation crop up, and I think that I'll be more serving to nation through politics. So I prefer that. Anything you want?
This kind of answers will be questions how first time I am exposed to this kind of questions.
See, this is the you might be having some you might be having some session somewhere like mock or something. So have you session somewhere?
No, sir. Actually, came this 3 days back only. So
Okay. But in Tamil Nadu?
no, sir. They have kind of group discussion only, not mock.
Okay, fine. You have some mock. If you want here also, and go to some institute like Vajra or something. I would personally recommend it. I would say 3, 4, 5 in max, not more than that. And thereafter, just take out positives of you. Mostly interact with your batchmates, even whom you don't know. Some girls are sitting, hello, I'm also there. Are you? Yeah. See how are you able to engage. This is very good training. So, and that would be nice of you. And I along with interact with you, I can make out that yes, you have that kind of personality that you are even traveling by train. Your co-passenger might get tempted to ask you, what are you doing? It's a very good compliment. And so keep it up. God bless. Come back to if you need me.
Okay, I register for the mock.
Sure.
Okay. Thanks.